Funny Fortunes. My name is Natalie. I'm an empath, intuitive card reader, and a visionary as well. I'm here this evening to do the general monthly reading for the month of July 2017 for the sign of Scorpio. Just getting your smudge up here, guys. Trying. Always grateful to have the smudges. If I can get them to burn. Wow. Come on, guys. Almost there. My fan is tilted on me the wrong way. I must have brushed against it when I walked by it. It's alright. Let me smudge the cards. This is for you, Scorpio. That doesn't want to stop burning. You got some anyway. That's the main thing. I'm wondering why I was getting awfully warm all of a sudden. There, I think that's it. Oh, no air movement. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Can't. All right, Scorpio. Okay. Also, I'm burning my candle from intuitivecandles.com right behind me here. This week, we're burning Enchanted Woods. I already got my reveal from that. For those of you that missed it, this is the reveal, the gorgeous reveal. I can't wait to get a chain for this. A Tree of Life. That's got some weight behind it. That's really beautiful. It's all sterling silver. Those are the real gems. They're all wired in piece by piece. They're not glued. They're not cheaply made. Okay. I did one test candle as well, the frankincense. I fell in love with it. It's my favorite scent so far. And they didn't know if there was a reveal on this one or not. And I did find one, and it's my first chakra. The throat chakra. It's throat, head, shoulders, this kind of thing, neck area. All right. So, let's get into your shuffle, Scorpio. It's a general reading. Please remember that. General readings are free. May or may not resonate with you. Oops. And yes, the readings are late. I'm late with you guys by 3 days. It'd be 4 days by the time it's published. Sometime in the middle of the night. It'll be technically tomorrow. There we go. Yes. All right, Scorpio. Your first card, your overall energy for this July reading. The Star. And she brings hope. Card number 2, your finances and wealth. Beautiful. 2 of Cups represents partnership. Card number 3, your hearth, your home, and love. Anything close to your heart and love. The Tower. Destruction. 3 of Wands. Motivation. This falls into your challenges for the month of July. Your message from Spirit. 5 of Pentacles. Abandonment. Looks like a bit of a rocky month for you, Scorpio. I don't think the last 2 readings were all that, you know, they're kind of like this. Mixed bag. For those that are new, at the end of the 5-card spread, I pull one significator from my deck of tarot. All right, the very first card. Let's get right into the good stuff. The Star. She represents hope. Okay, so the card is here to acknowledge. Tarot is acknowledging you, that you've come through some rough times, through heartache, a lot of conflict, lessons learned from hard times, and now everything is moving and turning over. Everything is taking a turn for the better. You're now left with feelings of hope. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You have hope for today, hope for tomorrow, and hope for the future as well. You're feeling very, very optimistic at this point. The card is suggesting that if you trust more in the universe, trust that the universe and destiny and karma know what they're doing. They work hand in hand. And, you know, and then there's your spirit guides as well. There's always a lot of molding and melding, shifting, and shaping that goes on around us that we're not aware of, excuse me. But if you trust in the universe more, it will protect you and it will guide you to happier times. Just put more faith and more trust in. That's not for everybody. It's just for some of you. This is a general reading. This card also is a card of, it brings to light and reveals growth. Through healing from the past, learning to trust life again, and have belief of never giving up. Never give up hope. Never stop persevering. Keep on going. It pays off. It always pays off. And you know what? Sometimes we persevere and we get led right into a mud puddle, right? But you know what? That's not the end of it. You keep going. You keep on going. And you won't be sorry. There's the thing. Eventually, I mean, that's life. It's not all bad. It's not all good. If you keep persevering, you'll always hold on to the hope for better things. And I know you guys have heard this so many times from me. But that saying, that some things in this life may seem highly improbable to ever happen, that we could ever bring to us, that we could ever make happen, that we could ever be on many different levels, all right? But nothing in this world is completely impossible. And then destiny and karma come into play and decide, and the universe, what's best for us, so they try to guide us in the right direction very gently. At the end of the day, we all have final say over which direction we go in, though. And there are times where you may know you're being led by destiny, but you're saying, I don't want to go there. I don't. Well, if you don't go there, then you'll face whatever's down the other trail, rather than taking the one that you were nudged to take. That's your decision. But you do have hope again. Things are looking brighter. The sun is coming up and it's shining on you. You're feeling more whole and fulfilled now. You're feeling a break from and the freedom from old patterns, old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old ways of living. And you're feeling a break from that. You're feeling yourself pull. It's like a growth spurt for you, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There's a growth spurt that's going on. You're on the right path right now. So says tarot. This card is a sure sign when it shows up that everything is going to be just fine. The advice of this card: follow your heart, respond to your inner knowing, that's your intuition. Trust that the universe is going to bring you whatever it is that you're going to need. No matter if you're in the dark or not, never lose faith, never give up hope, never lose trust in the universe. Your keywords are creativity and dreams, intuition, healing, spiritual path, rebirth, and wishes coming true as well. How beautiful for you to start off that. Okay. So in your finances and wealth, it's the Two of Cups. It represents partnership, and normally the common meaning for this card is a romantic partnership or everlasting love, a love to last a lifetime, that kind of partnership, where there's a deep, deep bond between two people, and they know where we're going to be 10 years from now, where we're going to be. They already know that life is full of surprises, but they do know that they're going to be together. There's nobody else for either of them. They've been through enough to know and recognize the real deal, and the most beautiful thing that could happen to them when it appears they've been through enough. Their sight has been sharpened. Their senses are honed to pick up on these things, so they know. So this is a beautiful relationship. The other thing, when two people come together this way, they're very like-minded. This is like the third, four times now. This card has been coming up in every single reading so far. So there's a lot of this going on right now, people meeting. And I remember this time last year, I was saying this was a summer of love. That was last year. Well, there's still going to be some of that going on here as well. This is July, and this is summer. Some of us don't feel like it's summer here. But anyway, you're going to be meeting people that you just click with. If it isn't a romantic sense, this is a strong friendship that will last a lifetime. Somebody, you know what they're thinking, they know what you're thinking, you nurture each other in all ways, you listen to each other, you feel each other, and your life is richer for having them in it, so somebody's going to be very, very lucky here. But where this fell into the financial sector, this is going to translate as well to business partners as well, which will be to your benefit to join up with somebody or they join you. Either way, look for others to share your visions is what you do. That's how you find that other person. You find a common ground somewhere. And if you work with others, it'll bring the greater results for you. Financially, your bank balance at the end of the day will be a lot more healthier than if you go solo. The keywords for this card are partnership, creativity, communication, travel, planning, education. The big word of all over this whole is inspiration. Beautiful inspiration. All right, your hearth and your home. And this is the Tower. And it always represents destruction, but doesn't mean. So don't. I got messaged about this before, this card. You may have heard me go on a rant about it once or twice. And it fell in the hearth and the home. Everything's close to your heart, your family, romantic relationships. And I had a viewer who shut it down right there because I read the card and she heard where it fell. And she went on a rant about how I should get rid of the dark cards. That people don't come into this channel to hear dark stuff like this. And she kept saying, and you're the one that put it out there. And you're the one that said it's destruction. And it's in the family position. And your love position. And you're the one that put that out there. And here's the thing. And a friend of mine, her daughter, said to me, not that long ago, a few weeks back, she says, Natalie doesn't fudge the cards. She smudges the cards. And that's the truth. I will not take out cards because I'm a realist. Now, a lot of you people like that. So for the 0.1% of you that have a problem with these cards, go buy your own deck of cards and buy the ones that don't have reversals on them. But these don't, but that's beside the point. I didn't do that deliberately. I didn't know until after I bought them they had no reversals because there's enough. Would you want a reversal on top of this? No, you wouldn't. But this isn't always about bad things. Now, it turned out this card in that reading, I don't remember how it was or what reading, what sign, but it turned out to be something really good. All right, as I got going along through the card, I was hearing things and it all came out good. I don't fudge anything. This is about as real and as honest as I can get with you. So if there's something coming up you need a heads up. All right. Obviously, with a general reading, this is probably meant in some very unpleasant ways for some of you watching this video. It's not for everybody. All right. Some of you right now may be feeling it's not the card that causes the problem, by the way. All right. It's the individual that has the problems. It's not the card. And this doesn't cause these things to come to be. All right. Because some of this has already happened for some of you. You felt like your world and you feel like your world is completely falling apart. This is 2 or 3 readings here that I've got in this. This and the partnership card. The 2 of Cups are recurring. There's a theme going on. Yes, it's going to be a lot of new relationships starting and budding this summer. Of course there is. Through the month of July. Absolutely 100%. Some of these joins will see you out through the end of your days. They're going to last. It's going to be the happily ever after. The rest of you will have the tenacity to hold on even through the hard times and make it last ever after. But some of you right now have gone through some things and you feel like your whole world is just falling apart and crumbling all the way around you. And everything that can go wrong is going wrong. It's like Murphy's Law is kicking in full force, full steam ahead. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And that happens. Happens to me, happens to you, happens to a lot of people. Here's the thing in this situation, whatever some of you have just gone through, you're going through it right now, it's not your fault. You got pulled into something that was not your fault. You didn't bring this on yourself. You're like an innocent victim. And none of this was your fault, but yet you're paying a very dear price for it. That is apparent. So what you need to do is you have to accept what's going on. You need to accept it first and say, okay, this is my reality, and this is what's just happened, and this is what's going on, and I have to accept it that this is my reality. So when you do that, believe and trust again in the universe that chaos is hard, and it's a rude way to get to where you need to be from point A to point B. But sometimes we have to go that way. There's no other way. There's no way getting around it. There's no going over it, no getting under it. We have to go. Charge right through. But here's the thing. It's going to bring change, and change for the better. All right? Whatever it is that you're going through. For those of you that watched your foundation and everything in your world just crumble all around you, and you find yourself standing in the middle of this mountain of rubble, overwhelmed and feeling defeated, here's the thing. Everything's going to pan out for you, and everything's going to unfold so that you're going to be able to rebuild what was lost. Not only exactly as it was before, but then some. Even better. You are going to be given the means to rebuild what was torn down. There is a lot of hope in that. And that's where your hope comes in, your overall energy. There's hope all the way through this reading, regardless of what cards show up. She deflects a lot of the negative power on this card right here, as does this one. All right. So some of you may have issues with property, challenges made to your security, which means your financial security, your security in your relationships as well. Even in your financial world, you're going to be feeling somewhat vulnerable. The card is here. Tarot is telling you, and so is Spirit. They're telling you, you need to look at life a whole different way and try a whole different approach. All right? You've got to change your train of thought. Not everybody else's, which is you've been going with the popular beliefs and the popular choices, and this is what the majority of people do. You got to knock that off, and you have to do for you and only you. You may blaze a few new trails yourself, and people will want to look up to you and want to emulate whatever it is you're doing. Change your view. Do some research. Get some, look at the bigger picture. Talk to the universe. Talk to your guides. Pick up books and information on spirituality and how it transforms us. You just need a new belief system. You need a new way of doing things. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's not bad, it's not dark, it's not evil, it's a good thing. Surrender to the universe. And for some of you, need to give up some control to the universe as well. And have trust and faith. Again, try new ways of living. Your keywords are chaos, surrender, breakthroughs, beginnings, and a beautiful word to top this all off is pure enlightenment. You're going to be light years ahead is what's going to happen. That's for stuff that's already happened that I can see. This is stuff that's way before this reading took place. So the tarot is acknowledging that you have gone through some difficult times. All right? You've gone up some pretty steep, hard mountains that were pretty rough. The Three of Wands of motivation is your challenge. These are your challenges for July. Energy and enthusiasm to everything in this card predicts love and new relationships for some. There will be announcements of celebrations to take place, engagements and weddings. This is a brilliant card. If you're planning on traveling this summer through the month of July, this is a brilliant card. Um, Everything's going. You're going to get the green light all the way through. Everything's going to fall into place just the way it should. That's for those of you that have to do any traveling at all. Um, Keeping a dynamic attitude as well. It will bring unusual ways to solve any dilemmas that's going on in your life and bring success. So keep your mind in that frame to get your message across. Share your message so that it's reaching everybody. The advice is think laterally or sideways thinking, and try new ways to fire your communications and your creativity as well. Um, your keywords for this card are travel and relationships, freedom, openness, weddings, originality, success, the arts, and sports. Just remember to keep a dynamic attitude and you'll float through everything. But this card is to continue belief, continue the hope. After chaos and destruction, it's all right here. All right? This is all right here. Feeling the heat off this card, and it's a brilliant card to have fall in there. So you're not going to have that many challenges in July. You're going to have a lot of spiritual help. Your guides will be leading the way. You just have to pay attention. All right. Your last card, your message from spirits, Five of Pentacles, all about abandonment. Somebody out there has fears of poverty, abandonment, isolation. And here's the thing. It's not a bad card. It's telling you none of that really exists. These are your fears. And fears are what? Thoughts that translate into emotions, and they're negative emotions. And you're not poor. You're not in isolation, and you've not been abandoned. All right? That's for those that this is meant for. But you feel like you have. But hey, your reality and somebody else's reality, you both see the same view, and you come out with different stories on the other end, right? So this is your reality the way you see it. But everybody else looking in is trying to put a buffer up, telling you you're not as bad off as you think you are. Don't be thinking this way. Support a family and friends is there on this. If you need to, the tarot is saying take some time off to yourself to distance yourself, so you can deal with the self-doubt that you have about everything. You're also in fear of risk of losing a job, or a relationship. So do a little double duty there to make sure to put your mind at ease on those two subjects right there, working, jobs, relationships. Also feeling quite alone for some of you after the end of a relationship. Some of you are feeling quite alone and you feel abandoned. Did you know this was coming? I feel that some of you did. Some of you knew this was coming and you kept your head in the sand. And you weren't going to pay attention that if you just ignored it long enough, whatever was wrong, it would fix itself. It would just go away. And then you could pull your head out of the sand and continue on without missing a beat. But that's not what happened for some of you. And you knew this was coming. You already were given the signals and the heads up. And not that that made it any easier when it happened, but the shock value would have been lessened. Maybe if you had tried to bring this to the surface and deal with the problem. That's not for everybody. This is general reading. Please remember that, all right? So if you identify with that, then you do, and if you don't, then you don't. Also, there's going to be some financial adjustments and changes that also come. When breakups occur, this is all part of it, right? Especially if you're cohabitating, sharing living expenses. The advice of the card is you do have support, but you're looking in a lot of the wrong places to find it. You need to go somewhere different and find support. Not so much different, but this is a place that I'm hearing that somebody's going to go to. They haven't been in years. They've been there before. And it is very different than their life right now. But they're going back to maybe an old neighborhood or an old relative, an old sage, somebody with wise advice, somebody that you trusted and you haven't seen in many, many moons. And you're going to go back to them and talk about all this. They can help you decipher what's happened and what's going on and where you should go from here. Your keywords are isolation and rejection, bias, fear, risk, relationships, and a little bit of money problems. Remember, this is not for all of you, Scorpio. All right, let's pull out our significator and see what we can get from this. And let's hope it's something good. Nothing is stagnant. Nothing stays the same. For those of you that are feeling despondent and going through something right now, you need to look at that star card and you need to remain hopeful because it's real. It's really there. There's always hope. Always. I don't care what anybody else says. I say there is. There's always hope. Jesus, you give up hope. You must take a gun and blow your own brains out if you have no hope for tomorrow. Or hope for an hour from now. Because things can change that quick. Literally within seconds. Remain hopeful. Just ask the universe and your guides to give you the strength that you need to get through what it is you're going through. So that you come out the other end of all this in one piece. And renewed and recharged. One significator for this 5-card spread, please. For the sign of Scorpio. For this July general reading, 2017. That wasn't it. One more time. Alright. It didn't work well at all. They're so big. They're awkward. There we go. Alrighty. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Five of Swords. It's come up reverse, so I have to look in my book to see. Alright. Damn. That's me. I get mad sometimes at the cards. No, there's no reverse. It doesn't need a reverse. Oh, yes, there is a reversed. Okay, this is going to hit home for somebody. The Five of Swords. Upright. This card generally appears to indicate that we are in for some disappointment or loss. The reverse side, the Five of Swords represents a lesser chance of defeat or an empty victory. It lessens the chance. That's good. It's a good thing. So we could apply this to the last card, your card of abandonment, your Five of Pentacles, the financial changes that it brings as well, because that's what breakups do. Like I said, if you're cohabitating or anything like that. Anyway, there's your reading, Scorpio. I don't know what you guys thought of that. I'll be glad when you guys get a better reading, hopefully next week when we begin the weeklies. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it gave you hope. Nothing else. I really do. There's nothing worse than being in that dark place. It's horrible. But don't give up hope. Just keep holding on. Also, I'm smiling at one of my birds. One of my crows. He's like right there. I'd like to also say that if you like this reading, you'd like something personal, private, and specific just for you, I offer the service for private readings. The information for that is found down below this video window in the Show More section. Just click on that, open it up, read through once, grab my email there that I use for everything. Shut me off an email and I'll get you taken care of. Also, I'd like to say thank you to all subscribers on YouTube. I appreciate your all being subs, and your presence here is deeply, deeply appreciated by me. Top bar none. Also the members and subscribers as well that are found on Facebook in the Facebook group, Bay of Fundy Fortunes. We're all of the same mindset. We're all like-minded. We're all on the same trail of life. We're walking it together. And you're all welcome. A very warm welcome to anybody that wants to come in and join us there. You don't have to participate. If you just want to sit back and watch, you can do that too. There's no pressure for anything in there. You just be yourself. And you can also find Bay of Fundy Fortunes not just on Facebook and YouTube, but on Google, on Blogspot, and on Twitter as well. If anybody else is looking for me for any other reason, you can find me right here in Bay of Fundy Fortunes, or maybe strolling on the beach down below, walking along the water's edge that hold the mightiest tides in the whole planet, the highest tides in the whole world, the beautiful, bountiful Bay of Fundy. I'm a high tide junkie, so you're always going to catch me waiting on the next high tide. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you back next week for the weeklies. Bye for now.